Alright, gonna be upfront. Never thought I'd make a video like this, but I've got to level with you all. There's a little over 2,000 of you at the moment, and that alone impresses me, as well as surprises me, even to this day. Because it's crazy to think that I have this many people who enjoy what I do enough to subscribe and are interested in what I have to say at all. So I've been doing this whole video thing for about 3 years at this point, and I've learned quite a lot. I've always felt that as a creator, transparency and communication are both paramount to keeping an audience. And, being real, I have a lot of plans creatively, both on and off this channel. But unfortunately, there's a bit of a hurdle I'm facing at the moment, and I wanted to impart those feelings to you all to hopefully extend an olive branch. I don't think that's how that phrase works, but the point is, I'm reaching my hand out. Now, as you may know, I have a Patreon, and I also have a Ko-fi. Patreon being the platform where people can choose to support me monthly, meanwhile Ko-fi is a site one can use for more one-time donations. Both of which are super helpful to me. There's a reason why a good percentage of videos on this channel start with a bumper, reminding viewers that both of those platforms exist because they really do help. Unfortunately, I am at a point where I feel I need to be more direct about this fact. I need money. Not only to fund and support my projects, but to just live in general. That's capitalism for you. Now, obviously, I'm doing what I can in the meantime to support myself, but the cost of living is not exactly what we in the business call good for me. I am truly thankful for everyone already supporting me on Patreon and everyone who has ever donated to the Ko-fi before, but, and I really hope this doesn't sound like I'm begging desperately or that I'm ungrateful or anything like that, I would really like to be able to turn more of my audience attention to both of these pages directly in hopes of maybe increasing that support. If you cannot for any reason, I completely understand, but this is something that I feel like I have to do, and I'll explain why. Living costs money, and so do the projects that I do, both here on the channel and elsewhere creatively, and I need that money in order to fund these endeavors. This channel, as of this video's writing, recording, and publication, is not monetized whatsoever, at least not directly. And due to the requirements YouTube has to reach monetization, I don't think it will be. At least not for quite some time. I don't upload frequently enough and I don't make enough views regularly to be qualified for monetization. It's a whole thing. As such, all money I make via my creative works are made through the two platforms previously mentioned, and while I am eternally grateful for what I have now, I do not want that to be misunderstood. I am very grateful. But it's nowhere near enough to live off of, which leads to the next point. Right now, the only solution to my money troubles I have is to job hunt, and hope to find some work that'll keep me afloat and allow me to keep living so that I can continue to create the things that I want to create. This, however, is not an ideal scenario, as a second job like that takes a lot of time out of my schedule, and thus means the slower output of content as well as just lower morale on my end. As you may have noticed, my upload schedule is radically inconsistent and vary all over the place, with waiting times between videos sometimes being months apart, large gaps of downtime between videos. And this makes sense, unfortunately, because when half of your time is spent trying to find work so that you don't go hungry and broke and starve, you don't have as much time to dedicate to the things you truly care about and want to create. Now, if I made enough to live off of, I could forego the second job altogether and focus my efforts on what I want to do. I have several videos that have been in production for at least over a year, including one video that's production has been going on for so long that's closing in on 2 years since I originally started working on it. I also have hopes to expand the types of videos I do on this channel moving into the new year and beyond, specifically doing more dedicated video essay type content instead of just strictly tethering all of my analysis to the review videos. These types of videos that I do require time, effort, and dedication, and having more time on hand would allow for their productions to have a much shorter amount of time between start and finish, which means you all would get videos much faster and much more regularly. Now, besides keeping me alive, what else would money be going into? Well, you know Whalley, right? Video editor, British, musical theater lover, resident of the dungeon of Mistress's castle, and all-around swell guy. Well, right now, his video editing for me has been almost entirely out of the kindness of his heart. For those of you who don't know, his business relationship with this channel began when he offered to help edit the first video uploaded to the channel on the Scooby-Doo PS2 games. And ever since, he's been working for this channel, out of the kindness of his heart. And I told him, since the beginning, that I want to pay him. And, as soon as I could, he'd receive the money he deserves for each and every video he edits. He has said before this is unnecessary. I disagree, because I don't think it'd be right to keep him strictly as a volunteer forever, especially as the video run times get longer and longer, and what I do gets more ambitious. There's also Taco Draws, character artist for the channel, who is responsible for all of the character slides of the Miis, as well as the various side characters. Having more money on hand means that I could go forward with certain plans I have regarding the skits, including the introduction of more characters, and there'd be more potential for the skit side of videos because I could put money towards one-off characters, whereas the current situation I'm in, I need to more wisely spend money, so I can't put money towards 1 or 2 slides of temporary characters that only exist for tertiary reasons, alongside also getting more money that allows me to introduce more characters that would be consistent in videos. And alongside both a wonderful video editor and a wonderful artist, there's also all the voice actors for the side characters that have appeared in my videos. And currently, they've all been working with me as friends who help me. And I am eternally grateful to them. But much like the Whalley situation, I would very much like to be able to be putting money in their pockets to truly pay them back for the effort and time that they've been giving me. Because, to me, Whalley, Taco, and the voice actors, they're all important and paramount to this channel, and I want to be anywhere near as far as I am without them, and I want to give back to them. These people help make the channel what it is. It's not just me on this ship, and I'd love to give back to the people who help me in some way. So yes, your money would absolutely be going into helping with videos and moving along production at a much faster rate than what we have currently going on. But that's not all it can do, because, fun fact, I create other things. I don't know how many of you would be interested in those other things, but please hear me out. Since 2019, even before the start of this channel, I have been developing an original comic called The Vulnerables. It's a story following an underdog group of superheroes led by the world's only non-superpowered hero. It's inspired by works such as Invincible, The Boys, and Venture Brothers, among other things. It's something near and dear to my heart that I've poured a lot of myself and my life experiences into. A lot of my loves, my passions, my fears, my worries, my life all meld into this story, and I'd really like for everyone to be able to read it. But, like everything, I need money to fund the comic's creation. Specifically, I need the money to hire the artists necessary to bring it to life. Now, right now, there's a goal on the Ko-fi to help fund the first volume of the comic, and if this project interests you at all, then please do not hesitate to check it out, and perhaps donate to the Ko-fi to help get the ball rolling. I have a thread pinned on my Twitter profile where I talk more about the project, and hopefully you'll check that out too, especially if you're interested. So far, about the first 5 full volumes of the comic have all had their scripts completely written, and are ready to be made into proper comics once the money is all in order and there so that I can afford it without taking too big of a loss. I would love to be able to dedicate more of my time to creating my art and sharing that with the world. I read every comment, and I know what I do here touches people, even if only a little. And I am thankful I have a platform that allows me to express myself in ways I have never been able to do before. I'm also thankful for what I've been able to accomplish already, what we have been able to accomplish already. Even though, in the grand scheme, my subscriber count and average views aren't all that much, it's still a lot for me, especially since I only started doing this thing back in 2021. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your support, both now and in the future, which leads now to the next part of this video, the future of the channel and what I have planned. I spoiled this bit a bit earlier, but I want to expand the scope of what I do on this channel, to do more outside of the typical videos that I've been doing so far. Now, the reviews aren't going anywhere. In fact, I have a few planned, and those large films disguised as YouTube videos are also absolutely not going anywhere. Hell, I have a big Tron Games video on the back burner that I would love to dedicate more time to, provided I could reasonably afford the amount of time it requires, and that's definitely a project that I want to save until after I can start properly compensating everyone who helps make these videos what they are, given it's a lot in terms of art assets, editing, and voice acting to bring the concept all to life. The Tron video is a good example of why I feel the funding is necessary for the video side of my work, because the Tron video is a massive video as a concept. It's a desire for me to look through the entire video game history of Disney's Tron and wrap that all together in an entertaining package. It would essentially be a successor to the Scooby videos in a way, but on a much larger scale in terms of workload. Now, outside of the typical reviews that I've already been doing, I do want to expand into other types of videos. The main thing is that I want to do more dedicated video essays, like I said. And by dedicated video essays, I mean ones that are more specific in their thesis statement. It would allow me more freedom in analysis and would sometimes allow for me to do videos that I otherwise couldn't if I was doing a traditional review. I've got a few ideas for these already, including a Kyrie-focused essay that I have planned for March of 2024, as well as an essay reflecting on the Sly Cooper series and my feelings with it. I want to try and experiment with other types of videos to help with having a more consistent upload schedule, because there's topics I'd love to discuss that I couldn't fit in a given review, as they feel less like connected subject matter and more like tangents that could be videos in their own rights. Not that the tangents are going to go anywhere, but it would allow me videos to make between the larger review videos, and it would allow me a bit more freedom regarding video topics, and what I could dedicate a whole video to. Now, I'm not holding the video essays hostage, at least not trying to, but the things I want to do require time, and some of these things, like the Tron video, require a lot of time that, without enough backing, I just don't have on hand and cannot justify. Because stuff like the Tron video, these massive multi-hour video projects, where I am currently, would be me working at a financial loss. Now, the channel has a future, no matter what. I have plenty of videos lined up regardless, for the coming year alone, and so many I'd like to do going forward. I'm not going anywhere, either here or on other platforms. All I'm asking is that if you want to help support what I do, whether it be the videos or my creative projects in general, then check out the Patreon and the Ko-fi in the description below. It truly does mean a lot to me that there are people that do enjoy what I do, that care about what I do. The fact that even strangers who've never seen my channel before can stumble across one of my videos and be moved in some way by what I do. It's unreal for me, and I'm grateful for that. I honestly feel bad even trying to ask for this kind of thing, but I know it's kind of a fair thing to ask, at least a fair thing to put out there. Like I've said multiple times, to those of you already supporting me, thank you. And to everyone else, no matter what, I hope you look forward to the future of this channel. I have some great videos planned, and I hope you'll be there to see them. I've been recommended that this video not go on too long, but I wanted to try to get this out there and explain myself as best as I could. I hope that I did. I've never really done anything like this before, but regardless, thank you for hearing me out. I appreciate it, and I look forward to the next year and the future of this channel with you.